Alright guys, still have the microphones turned off. Everybody doing okay? Good so far? Recently did another movie with Goldie Hawn, and the only reason I know that is they used our helicopter for a couple of days. So they did another boat scene right there on the Hula, and then also a Jeep chase scene on the island. So not really sure what it's about or how long it takes to come out, but it'd be interesting to see what that movie's about when it comes out. I just read that she's going to retire. Of course, everything you read on the internet's absolutely true, right? Yeah. So, I don't know, like, it's that movie. Also with George Harrison in it. That was filmed where they had the seaplane on the beach right there. And then more recently, George Clooney and The Descendants. That was the piece of land that was the family property for George Clooney. Kind of a neat parallel between true life and the movie, and I don't know the history behind the movie at all. But the Waterhouse family owns that piece of land right now. Looks like they maybe are going to put that, donate that piece of land over to Kauai in the near future. So with the stipulation, as far as I'm concerned, I want to see Kauai stay as natural and beautiful as it can. Guys, we do have the microphones turned on, so feel free to use those, talk to each other, sing karaoke, I don't care. Just have a good time, family. One of the things about Oʻahu, you can look up to the right as we come into the canyon there. You can see farther upstream, how rainy it is in the center of the island. It separates those 2 points. Center of the island is usually the wettest place on earth, so we usually receive 450 inches of rain in the center of the island. You come over to the coast, 35 inches of rain per year on annual, and then there's only 11.5 miles between those two. That's incredible to me. Of course, all of our red dirt just comes from a high iron content in the soil, and over time it begins to rust. It gives it that rusty red color. It separates those 2 points. Center of the island is usually the wettest place on earth, so we usually receive 450 inches of rain in the center of the island. You come over to the coast, 35 inches of rain per year on annual, and then there's only 11.5 miles between those two. That's incredible to me. Of course, all of our red dirt just comes from a high iron content in the soil, and over time it begins to rust. It gives it that rusty red color. Also known as the Grand Canyon in the South Pacific. Trying to get that red rainbow to come in a little bit better. Sometimes me and Mother Nature have different ideas, but I'll try to get her to come in. As the Hawaiian Islands go, it's still growing. That's Kilauea is still erupting. Mauna Loa will most likely start erupting pretty soon, and so it's still growing, and it's 500,000 years old. You come here to Kauai, we're 5.5 million years old. We're the oldest island, so we're shrinking. We lose about 2 to 3 inches in circumference every year. So, I don't know anywhere else in the world that the canyon walls represents a different layer of lava from the shield volcano that was produced, just like what you guys saw on the Big Island. Beautiful. So you have Waimea Canyon below us, and this is Po'omau. The next one over is Kauai. And then the Oʻahu Swamp is up in the clouds up where it's always raining.
I can see why you'd want to do this job every day.
Yeah.
Holy man, that's unbelievable.
Incredible, isn't it? I'm blessed. Area camping. If anybody needs to catch a rainbow trout while you're here in Hawaii, that's the one place you can catch rainbow trout. So.
Is that a farm?
Yep. It's like they only have it open a couple of days a year. They used to have a program with California. It's one of the first lines of defense for missile tracking, missile interception. NASA is here quite a bit. They do a lot of tests out here. Guys, whether you've never 1,000 times, welcome to the Nepali coast. truly one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen in my life. So.
Trail right along the ridge.
Yeah.
Across that trail runs right along the ridge there.
Called the Nua Lolo.
I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, and clouds.
I was going to pass everything by on the right side, and then I'll bring it around on the left for Colette. Makuman. This first beach that we're going to come to, guys, that's Hanapu, and it has the famous arch right through the middle of it. The Hanapu Valley. Behind that, that's where all the Kauaian chiefs are buried along the cliffs. Right through that valley, right through there. And then just past it, the next beach, that's Kauaʻi Beach. Above that is the cathedrals. And then the next valley, I'm going to take you guys back there. When we come out of that again, I'll bring it around on the left side. Colette, don't forget to look around a week and a half ago. So I would be surprised if we saw one, but you never know. I'd hate to not mention it and one jump up. On all of Hawaii, you know, as far as beauty, you have to have a permit. It takes about 4 or 5 months to get the permit to hike the whole thing. But it's also considered one of the 10 most dangerous trails in the United States. And I'll show you a little section over here if the wind's not too bad. It's only about 6-8 inches wide with about a 300-foot drop straight down to the ocean. So. Again, this is Kauaʻi Valley. Beautiful place. You guys ever come back, I always recommend drive up here. You can drive right up to the back. Right there we can see through the...
Can you just his bag above me a little bit? I'm getting a bit cool.
What's that? Getting a little queasy? Okay. And if you want one of the bags, they're right there in front of you, Miss Becky.
I just cold.
Oh, cold. Okay, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, good. Yeah, you seen those velociraptors, you gotta let me know, man. You gotta get rid of those guys.
I'm not worrying about the velociraptors as long as they didn't leave any pterodactyls.
I don't need those up here either. We have a bird called... Right down here. You guys all remember the movie South Pacific in the 50s? If you look straight ahead, those points right there. That was considered Bali High, the movie, or the island of Bali High. And the way they just videoed that. It's right here. This is called Hyanna, the town of Hyanna back there. So, you guys have a couple of $1 million sitting around, and you could buy a little place down there. Yeah, high-end spot, yeah, for sure. It's beautiful though. In Princeville, this crescent-shaped bay right here in front of us. This is Honolulu Bay. This is one of my favorite places to kind of hang out. So, great place to watch the sunset. And there's 3 beaches through here. The pier over here is the best place to watch the sunset from. Night too. You look straight down on both sides of the helicopter. You see some of the taro fields and the taro plant and the corn. And then you have lau pork wrapped in the green leaf. And that's the leaf of the taro plant. It tastes a lot like spinach. I like it. Like a power line, yeah. Yeah, as far as I know, there's not a zip line on this side of the island now. There is over close to the Willy Willy Harbor, close to the cruise ship for sure. On Kipa Ranch. So the one main one right down the middle, that one's almost always there, but these others are just a bonus due to all the rainfall we've had.
Not too smart. I left my home.
So does it look familiar? This is exactly where the inspiration for the backdrop for the landscape in Avatar came from. On everybody's side. they'll take care of everything. They'll come out and open and close the doors for you guys. I always ask that just kind of sit tight, but once you do get out of the helicopter, just always.
No offense to you, don't waste your time. Here's why. Because I'm happy.
Guys, back on a personal note, when you guys get inside, check out your video. Also, had a good time and you enjoyed the flight. I want to leave a review. I love those. I hang on to every one of those. I keep every one. So I have my very first one. I'll have my last one. So I keep all those. So.
Bring me down, I said. Take a walk along the beach. Go down the road to Waimea.